Hello, welcome to the help for the test cases for Program 3, Space Travel. We're going to learn how to calculate the distance between two planets. We're also going to learn how to calculate the travel time between those two planets depending on a velocity. So here are the steps we're going to take. Let's start with step 1. Figure out the destination planet. That is Saturn. Saturn. And the distance to Saturn is 886 million miles. Also, the surface gravity is 1.17. That's the ratio, that's the percent of the Earth's gravity. Okay, number 2, calculate the user's weight on the destination planet. Well, the user's weight is 115 pounds. So, weight on Saturn equals 115 times the weight, the ratio of the surface gravity as a percent of Earth's gravity. So that's 115 pounds times 1.17% equals 134.55 pounds. So Gwendolyn will weigh just a little bit more on Saturn. Now the travel time is going to be the travel distance divided by the speed of travel. But first we have to find out the travel distance. We also will need to know the distance to the Earth, and that is 93 million miles. Okay, so we know how far it is from the Sun to the Earth, and we know how far it is from the Sun to Saturn, and so the difference between the two of them will be how far it is from Earth to Saturn. So the distance from Earth to Saturn is going to be, and 886 million minus 93 million. And that's a total of 793 million miles. If the planet we were traveling to were, say, Mercury, which is closer to the Sun, and we did the calculation the same way, well, in that case, we would get a negative number. So really, the best way to do this is to take the absolute value of our calculation. So if it's negative, we know that we're traveling closer to the Sun, and if it's positive, then we're traveling farther away from the Sun. But either way, we have that many miles to go. The speed is 600 miles per hour. So the travel time is going to be equal to the distance traveled divided by the speed. So that's going to be 793 million, hope I got all the zeros in there, miles divided by 600 miles per hour, which will give us 1,321,667 hours. Well, it's a long way to go if you're only going 600 miles per hour. Okay, step 4, we need to convert the travel time in hours from to years, days, and hours. And in order to do that, we're going to have to figure out some conversion constants. So we need to know how many hours in a year. Well, we know that there are 365 days in a year and 24 hours in a day. And that equals 8,760 hours in a year. So this is a constant, so let's make it a constant. Constant int, all right, none of that, Microsoft, there we go. Constant int hours to years, whoops, I need my underscore there, is going to be equal to 8760. And while we're at it, we can also point out that I'm not sure how that happened. There we go. How many hours in a day? Is 24. Okay, so we start out with the number of years is going to be 1,321,667 hours divided by hours to years, which is 8760. And what is that really? That is travel time divided by hours to years. Okay, and that's going to be equal to 300, nope. How many years? 150 years. Okay, it's kind of a long trip. All right, so now we have how many years, and we need to find out, it'll be so many years and days and then hours. First, we need to see what we have left over. In computing terms, we're going to use the modulus, but for calculation, we're going to have to convert int hours left are going to be 132,667. Nope, I missed one. Sorry, 1,321,667. And now I left the 2 out. Okay, so that's how many hours we had to start with. And so we're going to subtract the number of hours that are being taken up by having the units of years. So that is 150 times 8760. And that's going to equal 319 Nope. 7,666 hours left over. Okay, so we're doing some interesting division here. The number of hours that we're traveling is an integer. The number of hours in a year is an integer. So we are doing integer division to get the number of years it's going to take. So any decimal that might have been generated is truncated by the compiler. What we're doing is we are recovering that number. This is one way to do it. So now we have 7,666 hours, and we have to figure out how many days might be in there. So we're going to have days is equal to hours left divided by hours to day, which is 7,666 divided by 24, which is going to be 319 days. Okay, so far we're going to be gone 150 years, 319 days, and once again we need to calculate how many hours are left so that can be the last piece. So hours left at end is going to be hours left minus days times hours to days. And that's going to be the hours that are left were 7,666 minus 319 times 24. And that's going to give us 10 days. So the answer is travel time is 150 hours, 319 days, and 10 hours. Okay, that's our first test case, and now you can go ahead and finish up the second one. Bye now.